Hello peeps, Hillbilly Halfwit, how are you today? We're just going for a bit of a walk up round things, and I thought I'd do a bit of a normal speaking video. Well, I was talking about that tractor the other day. Just paid for it and just going to be waiting for it to be delivered. So cross fingers, all will be okay. So that's one thing. So that's a 955 International 6-cylinder, quite a rare tractor. Not many of them about these days. Mind you, it is rough. But if we can do that up, that'll be worth a good few quid afterwards. A bit like the Land Rover. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Well, last couple of days I've been doing a few videos about the Clermate and how after a lot of work I've collated all together. When I do a video it may take about 10 or 15 minutes. That literally takes me days and days to get all that data together. But I think people think I just ask ChatGPT and then it tells me straight away. It doesn't. I have to go through a process. It just takes so fucking long. But you get there in the end. So what we found out over this last week is that mean summer temperatures from 1995 to present day, which is 30 years, in the UK have dropped 3.0 Celsius. Sorry. And people are not happy with that. Even though that is the measured data off the... Sorry, I'm sniffing today. The actual UK... it's gone out of my head now. The UK concern that do it. Do the weather and everything in the UK. What's the blooming name of it? It's gone out of my head now. Anyway, you know what I mean. The actual government body. So the government body use land-based surface data, which is measured without any meddling. So that's what it's all based off, and that is plus or minus 1.5 or 2/10 of a degree. So it's very accurate. Come on, Sweep. Very accurate, much more accurate than the other data that's used, because that's plus or minus 5 degrees. So we're using all the best data there's about there in the UK, and that is what happened. Actually, you saw it myself, found out that heat had actually dropped in summer. So I shared that on the farming forum. Boy, it shows why farming organisations never get anywhere, because it's run by people who are part of the establishment. They're not interested in doing anything. They want the status quo. And same goes for the Welsh Farm Protest Facebook group. They won't share my stuff hardly at all. There's all kinds of excuses go up. If I try to share it on there, they try their best not to share it. I think because it's fixed to the Farmers Union, I think. But that's what they like. You would think they'd want to share some of my stuff. Not all of it, I know, but some of it. But no. Every 1 in 10 maybe goes up. And then I had a message off the head of it the other day that said, I can't share your stuff without you putting your name to it. So I did that straight away and it went up. I didn't know that. So then I shared something yesterday with my name and everything. That never went up about this data. But if you go on to 20, the group 20 miles an hour, what's it called? 20 plus 20 or something like that. Group against 20 mile an hour, I forget the name of it, in Wales. They'll put it up straight away, fair play to them. So, gotta say, there's a difference. Well, anyway, in the farming forum, you can see how everything happens, because you've got this clique of people with big farms who are running the show. That's what happens. So I put up that simple data the other day. There's no possible way it can be wrong, because it's off their measured data, and it's after it's happened. So it's been measured after it's happened. It's not a prediction. It's measured on the data that's happened before. So it can't be wrong. And no, you ought to hear the thing is coming back. They sound like nutcases. People are just not willing to hear the truth about things. Here's some fields I put some fertiliser on the other day. They haven't come too much yet. It was only 2 days ago. But it'd be nice for the out, all the same. Anyway, as you'll see earlier on today, I did one showing the mean winter temperatures. So I've done exactly the same thing with the mean winter temperatures. Gone through them since 1995. So the mean winter temperature, which is based throughout winter, for them couple of months in winter time, for 30 years, and then you take a mean average out of all of it for every year. So I took them from 1995 to 2025, and I found out, same as I did with the other thing, that actually it increased the heat in the winter time. So I don't lie about these things, I always put the right thing up. So I made that video on that then. So what has actually happened? Instead of us having some cataclysmic heat that's going to burn us all that's happening is in winter time, so 2 or 3 months of the year, it's gone a little bit hotter, a few tenths of a degree hotter. And in summertime, it's the same thing has happened. So it's gone cooler. So that's what's happening. Not many people collate this data to see what's actually going on. They all automatically say, oh, we're doomed, we're going to boil to death. When in fact, when you collated the UK data properly, it's good for the UK. You know, colder it gets, the more it kills everything. So for farming especially is very, very good. In my opinion, there's a few things it's bad for, but I don't think once nature gets used to it a bit again, it'll be right as rain. Yeah, you know, like I say, look right now. Nature is doing really well. So I don't know. But what I was really doing this for was about the farming establishment. It doesn't matter if you show them the data and you show them the data that shows we're not going to boil to death. It's just a little bit warmer in winter time. That is it in the UK. So we need less energy supplies. Lots of elderly people don't die because the colder it gets, the more they die. In huge numbers. Helps the NHS. Cheaper for everybody. There is no downside. Now somebody said to me, oh, but what about the beetles and the animals? Well, from what I understand, the only thing that might be a bit different is some of the flowers are opening at a different time. But soon as nature gets used to that, that'll be fine. We all know it. So you've got the pessimists and the optimists. The optimists, like myself, prefer to think about the positive things in life, and the positive things are, I think, will be better. I'm not thinking about any other country now, I'm just talking about the UK. So the reason is, why I'm saying this is, the people that are trying to get to reverse all this are going to make it worse for us. So they want to go back to a time when it was freezing and the roads are slippery all the time. And it was a hell, when was that, 2005 or something like that? But we all know it's going to get cooler, because that's the state, or it's like 30-year periods they change in. So the next period will be down again. And so I just laugh at some of these people. They're so stuck into listening to propaganda, they're not even willing to listen to the data that's staring them in the face. They are not willing to listen to it. They will do everything to explain it away. And I'm not like that. I always follow the data. That's why I first got interested in this subject. And yeah, look. That's why I first got interested in this subject. And you don't see somebody going, some doomsday lunatic who's trying to get you to pay more tax to make it worse than it is now. They don't go on to breakfast TV and say, there's nothing to worry about. It's only a little bit warmer for a couple of months in winter, and it's cooler in summertime. Because that's what's happening in the UK. That is the reality. I think what they don't like is, with ChatGPT now, I can get all the data, and people can get all this data, because it trawls through all these millions and billions of books and scientific papers and finds the data for you instantly, and then it's up to you to decide to tell this thing what to look at. And it's very clever. I like it. I didn't think I would originally, but I do now, because it's the system doesn't like the ordinary person being able to collate stuff and make their little propaganda outfit look like a bunch of tossers, which Mr. Hillbilly Halfwit does. Oh, by the way, today I went into the bank today to pay for that tractor, and I met a subscriber. Somebody said to me on the way back, sorry, I'd missed his name. He said, hello, Hillbilly Halfwit, how are you? And he was nice enough, I shook his hand, and he said, watch all your videos. He said, you're spot on. So what a nice thing to do. I've got to say, what a nice thing to do. So I should have asked your name. So I shook his hand anyway. Thank you very much for watching, buddy, if you're watching this. Really appreciate you watching. And if there's anybody sees me about, don't be afraid to say hello. I like saying hello to people who are nice enough to watch my channel. So if you see the Hillbilly Halfwit about, say hello. Okay? All the best, Gaz.